The select and transform tool allows you to select a particular tool and then transform it. Now this works very differently to the way something would work in, for example, GIMP. In GIMP you transform layers. Now here we have a bunch of different objects which are all put together to make this image. And with this tool, so it's this top icon, and if you hover over it you see it says select and transform objects. You can just select individual elements within this composition and then transform them on their own. And this is very useful because if you have a file like this open in GIMP, and let's just say I like this shape here, but I don't want it to be quite as long. If you were to try and edit something like this in GIMP, then you're going to have a lot of problems. And we saw earlier how it was very difficult to get rid of these without destroying the image. Well, with the Select and Transform Objects tool, I simply hover over the relevant object. And if you don't get this hand icon, you need to go down here and unlock the relevant layer. And then you just click that object and you see you get these control handles. And you can now edit these in various ways. First of all, note, if you drag any of these arrows and hold down the control key, it's going to scale the image in proportion. So it's going to keep the same overall shape, but it's just going to get bigger or smaller. I'm going to undo that with Control Z. You can also simply drag any one of these arrow handles to change both the size and the relative proportions. So I'm just going to drag that in. And so this image is now a lot shorter. And for example, we could click on any other one of these objects. And as you can see, when I'm trying to click on this outside object, I don't get any results. So that must mean that this layer is locked. So first of all, I want to find out which layer this is. So if we check base, I can see that's the base, and sure enough, it's locked. So I'm going to turn it on and unlock it. And now I get this hand icon. Now what you want to note that with the base, there are actually two objects on that one layer. So there can be many objects on a layer, and you have to be quite careful about which ones you click. So for example, let's say that I want to just decrease the size of this outside one. I can now take this, hold Control, and just very slightly decrease the size like that. So using this technique, you can select any objects that you want within a composition. You can change their size, and you can also change various other things which we are going to see in the next videos.